I'm the best fighter in the world, and truthfully speaking, they could say whatever they want, but it's gonna come down to a day, and it's gonna be a day where um, everything's gonna happen.
The Davis vs. Shakur Stevenson fight is officially set for November 23rd in Las Vegas. The two will face off to unify the lightweight world title.
After the second spawn.
I don't know what was going on at the time. I don't know.
Come on, man.
I don't want to tell you nothing for.
I'm not gonna put it out while you left, but you remember.
Why you think I left?
It came out your mouth. It came out your mouth, Shakur. You gonna deny that shit.
What I say?
You don't remember saying, yo, I gotta leave my tooth up in the back, I gotta go get this fixed.
This nigga's lying.
Oh my goodness.
This nigga is lying.
You gotta stop that shit. You have to leave. You have to leave, Shakur.
Oh my daughter, that nigga ain't.
You said I gotta go shit fixed.
Nigga, do you remember the sparring session?
Yeah, that was the last one.
Do you remember how the sparring session went?
Shakur Stevenson has been asking for a fight against Gervonta Davis for months, wanting a big match in the spotlight. Even with his efforts, that fight seemed out of reach until now. Stevenson used to be signed with Top Rank but had trouble landing major fights. He and promoter Eddie Hearn blamed poor promotion from Bob Arum for holding Stevenson back. Hearn, a well-known name in boxing, suggested that weak promotion may have slowed Stevenson's rise. Now Stevenson is a free agent after leaving Top Rank following his last fight with Artem Harutyunyan. Many people see him as one of the most talked about boxers in the sport. Hearn pointed out that Stevenson recently pulled in the biggest audience on ESPN in 2024, which shows his fanbase is growing. Hearn believes that with strong promotion Stevenson can reach even more success and recognition.
Questions from you guys, and I'll say the same thing all the time. I think he's a pound for pound great fighter. I think he's one of the best fighters in the sport. You know, he had a good crowd in Newark. He just drew the biggest audience on ESPN of 2024, and people still like to criticise. He's not Arturo Gatti. He's not going to go in there with his chin in the air and give you a war every time. But
looking at the promotional challenges, Shakur really needs to face big names in the ring now. Hearn stressed that different promotional teams must work together so top fighters like Stevenson get the chances they deserve. He pointed out that a potential fight between Tank Davis and Stevenson is very risky for Davis. Whether the fight happens mostly depends on Davis's team and PBC. Hearn said, "I do not want Shakur to miss out on these fights and opportunities, promotional disputes or ego. But people are working together more now. It really comes down to Tank and PBC if they want the Shakur-Stevenson fight, because that is a very, very, very risky fight for Tank, and he has to get past Lomachenko first."
I feel like nobody brought that out on him, and I feel like as each fight get on, somebody's gonna be like a Shakur Stevenson might bring that out of him. Like, he's a boxer, like he's a puncher. Any shot that he can land on Shakur can put Shakur out. So it could be an early night, but I know I'm waiting for that fight. I can't wait. I hope.
On July 16th in Newark, Shakur Stevenson won a clear unanimous decision against Artem Harutyunyan. But instead of cheers, he faced loud boos from the crowd. Many fans even walked out before the final bell. The backlash was about his defensive style, which people saw as too careful and not aggressive enough. Stevenson said his opponent did not want to fight aggressively, which stopped him from showing his real skills and putting on an exciting show. Stevenson is known for his technical ability and defense, but on that night he was criticized for not taking risks and not engaging enough. That approach made the fight dull and failed to please the fans. After the fight, Stevenson defended himself by saying Harutyunyan was not a good dancing partner and did not bring the needed aggression to make the bout thrilling. Stevenson reacted by saying, "I appreciate the fans who really pay attention and really understand the sport of boxing. The ones who do not same way they say I say."
The ones that don't, same way they say, I say fuck them. So, like I said, I appreciate the ones that come out and support and understand the art of boxing is hit and don't get hit. So I appreciate them fans, man. And they understand too that my last fight wasn't every night. I don't do that every night. I have nights where I crowd please, I beat people up, I stay in the pocket, I'm one of the best.
To that I say my last fight was not every night. I do not fight that way every time. I have nights where I please the crowd and beat people up while staying in the pocket because I am one of the best pocket fighters in boxing. So this fight is shaping up to be one of the most anticipated events in recent memory. The buzz is growing, especially with big names like Kenny Ellis, who trains Davis, weighing in. Ellis recently said he is confident the fight will happen, and noted that Stevenson is eager to step in with Davis now that he is free from Top Rank. Ellis remarked that Shakur wants the fight in November with Tank, so let us see how bad he wants it now that he is not with Bob Arum. The only thing that can stop that fight is fear. There is a huge chance it happens. Clues are also coming from Eddie Hearn, who has repeated his interest in making Davis versus Stevenson. He has been open about signing Stevenson and using the current promotional situation to get it done. Hearn said he would not be surprised to see Tank versus Shakur because timing and circumstances are everything. Tank has all his eggs in the basket for a Lomachenko fight, and if that falls through, you are left asking who you will fight. Shakur is a free agent ready to make a deal. With Stevenson now a free agent and eager to prove himself, and Davis looking for a tough opponent, the stage is set for a thrilling contest. The old promotional barriers are gone, and both fighters want the bout, so fans may soon see one of the biggest fights in recent boxing history. Hearn has been very clear about his talks with Shakur and his goal to work with him. He said the conversation was that he would love to sign Shakur, but he needs to deliver the right fights. If he cannot, then maybe he is not the right promoter. He thinks everyone agrees that with the right fights he is the right guy, but he has to deliver. He would love to work with Shakur and be his promoter because Shakur is a great fighter. On the other hand, IFL TV has announced the date and month for the most hyped fight of the year. Davis's coach Kenny Ellis recently revealed that Shakur Stevenson has shown a strong desire to face Davis in November. Ellis confirmed they are committed to making that fight happen for Stevenson within that time frame. However, Ellis also mentioned one notable detail from their discussions. No one from Stevenson's team was willing to bet $1 million that Shakur would go all 12 rounds in the fight. This reluctance suggests a lack of confidence in Stevenson's ability to knock out Davis and highlights the huge challenge that lies ahead.
I love it. Yes.
Well, 12 rounds.
Front and center, baby. I'm trying to be the west side of there, feel me there.
And there's nobody on his team that will bet $1 million that it'll go 12 rounds.
Wow.
Because they don't truly believe.
Wow.
Kenny Ellis already brought up the $1 million bet and pointed out that Shakur's own team was not ready to wager that amount on him lasting 12 rounds. On the other hand, Ellis has put his entire career on the line for this fight. He announced publicly during a live session that if the fight goes the full 12 rounds, he will walk away from boxing knowing he trained the greatest version of Tank and that he is one of the best trainers in the world. He is fully confident in what he says and where he stands after making such bold public statements.
If it be 12 rounds, I'm walking away from boxing.
Wow. The game is not, we're going to win the fight. The game is, we're going to knock him out. If we don't knock him out, we don't win. Put $1 million up.
If we look at Gervonta Davis's last fight, it showed his knockout power and ring intelligence. On June 15, 2024, Davis faced Frank Martin at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. After a 14-month break from the ring, Davis took control and won with a brutal knockout in the 8th round. That win improved his record to 30 wins with 28 knockouts. His aggressive style and ability to land powerful, decisive shots were on full display for the fans that day, and he proved why he is considered the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world right now. In contrast, after his unanimous decision win over Artem Harutyunyan, Stevenson was booed by fans who felt his performance lacked aggression and excitement. Stevenson's style is more defensive and strategic. He focuses on technical skill and avoiding damage rather than going for knockouts. This approach works well, but can sometimes be seen as less entertaining, which is exactly what happened with Shakur Stevenson. His trainer Bozy Ennis knew the real reason why Stevenson could not knock out Harutyunyan in their last fight. Ennis revealed that Stevenson was dealing with major physical problems during the fight, which stopped him from getting a knockout. He also mentioned that hand injuries are nothing new for Stevenson. His cousin had said before that Stevenson often hurts his hands when he punches, and that affects his performance. Even with these problems, Stevenson still won the fight using his excellent boxing skills and smart game plan.
He boxed him and he win. But I talked to him last night. Both of his hands was hurt. He told me. He said both of his hands was hurt. You know what I mean? And that wasn't the first time, you know what I mean? They said, and I talked to his cousin, even before, he was telling me something about his hands. He always hurting his hands when he punched. So, you know what I mean? But listen, man, he did what he had to do, and I told him, stop listening to the crowd and stop listening to these people.
You know what I mean, but listen, he did what he had to do, and I told him stop listening to the crowd and stop listening to people talking about you. Anyone who knows Shakur knows he has been very quiet on social media lately. This change has made people wonder about his mindset as he gets ready for a possible fight with Gervonta Davis. Greg Hackett weighed in on whether this silence means Stevenson is avoiding Davis or just being smart. Hackett said it might be a sign that the fight is actually getting made. Shakur might be taking advice from people and planning to stay quiet for this fight because he said a lot in the past and did not keep his word. According to Hackett, Stevenson's silence could be a calculated move to focus on training, so he is fully ready for a tough and highly anticipated matchup against Davis. Hackett said Shakur has said enough about Tank, and we know enough about him and Tank to know this will be a great fight if they fight. Shakur might be taking the stance of a monk for this fight. He hopes that is what he is doing because that will give us a better fight now. If we look at news from real sources, Stevenson's co-manager Josh Dubin gave an update. Dubin said they are fully prepared and eager for the matchup. He stressed that the next steps depend on the money terms and whether Davis's team is willing to negotiate. The ball is in Davis's court, and whether the fight happens will come down to both sides agreeing on the financial side. Dubin stated it is all up to Tank. The one thing about Shakur is he will fight anyone you put in front of him. They are here waiting and ready to negotiate. They will know how realistic the fight is by how financially viable they make it for Shakur. Their phone lines are open and ready for a call, and the other side has their numbers. This is a fight Shakur really wants, and he has been asking for it for a long time. The boxing community now waits to see if both sides can make the necessary sacrifices and reach a deal in the coming months, which would lead to a very exciting and competitive fight. A statement also came from Sean Porter last year, who is a top boxer himself and now a well-known analyst.
And so offensive and so destructive. And then we have another guy who's so defensive and so hard to hit and such a good judge of distance. It's a very, very interesting weight class, 135, which is exactly why we're talking about it right now.
That statement has now resurfaced on the internet as talks about the fight heat up. Many believe the statement will turn out to be true, which would give fans the best fight of the year. Chris Algieri talked about the fight influenced by that same statement and broke down the styles of both fighters. He was focused on how the two defensive powers with heavy punching ability would come together in the ring and make history.
I like Shakur. I watched him here Top Rank spar several times, and he's great at what he does as well. However, I just believe Tank is just...
Similarly, Darius Ko, also known as AK-Yo, talked about the fight and called Shakur a pure boxer. He pointed out Shakur's ability to move very well as a southpaw, which often makes him hard to beat. However, he also mentioned several challenges Stevenson would face against Davis. KO emphasized that Stevenson's usual plan of winning by points while staying on the outside and avoiding exchanges would be very difficult to pull off against a pressure fighter like Tank, who cuts off the ring well and has fight-ending power in both hands.
It's a reason, so to speak. Whomever may have suggested it, or if it really did happen, I don't know. I don't care. But that might be what's best for him, to be honest with you, based on who he was up against in that type of fight. It wasn't an easy win for him if he were to win.
It looks like Derek Jackson has picked his side for the fight that will likely happen in November this year. Derek has been with Tank since Tank was younger, and he praised Tank's steady performance and talent. He talked about how Tank grew from a young prospect into a top-level fighter. Derek said Tank is a great performer and a great fighter. He remembers Tank from when he was younger and believes Tank is getting what he deserves and is exactly where he should be right now. Davis's rise in boxing has been driven by his impressive knockout power and ability to perform under pressure, which has earned him a loyal fan base and plenty of praise from critics. Jackson's words add to the recognition of Davis as one of the best fighters in the sport today. Jackson also shared that he admires Stevenson, having watched him spar at Top Rank several times and seeing his skills. But he pointed out one key difference between the two fighters. Alright everyone, stay tuned for the latest in boxing news, highlights, events, and stories. Subscribe to and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Be sure to watch our other videos too. Until next time, take care and stay safe.